Hello viewers, here is another Duracraft Turbo Fan. This is a 2-speed turbo personal fan. This one is in the two-tone gray color scheme. Light gray front and darker gray back. This one was acquired for a whopping $2.99 at the discarders. This particular unit is dated 10/06. It was likely sold in the summer of 2007. And here's a look at the fairly beat up information tag. It is the model DT-70 series, made in China. And you can visit the website at theworldwideweb.kaz.com. So this will not be quite as strong as the earlier models. They did become less powerful over time, like many things have. But in the 2000s, these were still very, very good fans. And if you grew up in the 90s or the 2000s like I did, you probably remember these everywhere. I vividly remember seeing these fans at people's houses, at businesses, at school, even in the store still. I remember these at CVS. They were on sale. They were for sale, rather. I don't know, maybe they went on sale at the end of the year, but these were great fans. They're very powerful, they're very quiet, and they last a very long time. And if I recall correctly, they were pretty reasonably priced too. I don't think that these were particularly expensive back when they were new. I believe these date back to the late 80s, and interestingly enough, this design is still on the market today, or at least it was up until the last couple of years ago. I haven't checked recently. But in the 2010s, it was still available under the Chill Out brand. And again, it wasn't as powerful as the old ones were, but the general design was still there. It was still quiet, still moved a decent amount of air, and seemed to be built reasonably well. I want to say that was between $15 and $20, which I guess nowadays that's a fair bit of money, but I thought that was reasonable at the time for an old school product that would last you a decent amount of time. It's hard to buy stuff to last nowadays when it comes to basic consumer grade products like this. Although, interestingly enough, I have noticed over the last couple of years that some small fans like this, relatively economy grade consumer products, have started to ship with ball bearings, which is a total game changer in terms of longevity. Haven't seen it widespread yet, but I've seen some of them popping up, and that's definitely a step in the right direction. Speaking of a step in the right direction, there is one comment that I'll make, which is going to start things up, unfortunately. These used C-frame shaded pull motors. They never went to PSC. I don't think that these draw an egregious amount of power, but okay, so this is rated for .6 amps, and so, as we say, you could get a 12-inch osculating fan from the Lasco Galaxy brand. I won't even dare mention the model number. And you can run that on high and draw half the current and get way more air for probably about the same noise level. Now granted, this is a very different form factor, and there are applications where this would make sense where a full-on 12-inch osculating fan would not, but I still think it's outrageous that these used these motors and drew as much current and power as they do. Here's the cord. It's very dirty and it's getting kind of stiff. It's a non-fused plug, although this is starting to get close to the fused plug fiasco era. And like many of these that I find, this has got some hours on it. This is quite dirty inside. These tend to be able to take very, very high hours before starting to have bearing issues or locking up. This one's definitely been used a fair bit. The motor is positioned in front of the blade, which I tend to think that I just noticed something very interesting. I tend to think that the motor being in front of the blade gives it better cooling, and that might be one of the reasons why these last as long as they do. So what I just noticed here in the back, which is super interesting, some of the screws have been removed. Unfortunately, over the years at different points in time, these did have these stupid security bits, which I can get out with no problem, but the average user is not going to have this bit on hand. Even a lot of people that are inclined enough to open this up and clean it still will not have that bit. And what's interesting here is that the regular screws have been removed, and then you can see that the person got stuck. Actually, it's only, I think it was like every other. So that one, this one, and then this one looks all like it's all chewed up. So that might be a drill out situation. But that's very interesting. So somebody tried to clean this, couldn't get it because the stupid security bits, and then donated it to the thrift store, where I got it and I will finish the job. But that's very interesting. So this is a case where, and this is just so horrible, in my opinion. Duracraft designs this so that it will not be cleaned, so that when it gets too dirty, it'll just be thrown out. Which is interesting that was taken, that design choice was taken, because a lot of companies just build the fans so cheap that they break before they need to be cleaned. But Duracraft kept the quality good enough that it would run long enough to the point where it would need to be cleaned, but then made it impossible for the average user to service it. So that's so unfortunate, because this is a great example. This would still be in service by the original owner if it could be cleaned easily. At least it was donated to the thrift store instead of being thrown out, so now we have it here, and we'll get it cleaned up. But what a shame. I don't see that too often, where the screws are actually missing except for the security bits. Now, on the other hand, with the advent of online shopping, you could go onto the Google and search that screwdriver and just buy one, but you know, is the average user going to spend a couple bucks on a tool to... No, it's just not. Alright, so we're going to be testing at 119.0 the volts. I'm just noticing now this must have sat near a window, because you can see the knob is yellowed differently on one side than the other. We'll begin on the low. Now, interestingly enough, the bearings are starting to lock up. But hey, it's a 20-year-old fan, and it's clearly been used quite a bit. So I really don't think we can fault it for that. And it is kind of cold in here. I bet if we let it sit for a few seconds, it'll take off. It is actually moving a fair bit of air, even running as slowly as it is with all that dust in there. And when they said turbo, they were not kidding. These are definitely very strong fans. Let's try the high. $34 the watts, and that's not crazy, but it is about the same as a 12-inch articulating fan running on high, pushing many times over the amount of air that this does. it's starting to run. It might take off. Give it another couple seconds here. The only drawback I have to these, which consistently bothers me, is that you can't adjust the tilt. Some of them had a little wheel on the back that you could turn and make a very, very minor adjustment, but it was not really enough to make much of a difference. Let's see if I can feel it from across the room here. I actually can. It's very, very faint because it's so dirty, but even in the condition it's in now, I can in fact feel it just about all the way across the room. So there you go, 20-year-old fan, filthy, high hours, still holding its own. Certainly not working as well as it should be, but it is, as far as I'm concerned, it's mechanically sound. Wow, those bearings are very, very stiff. There's practically no spin down at all. Not good. Fortunately, we can fix that.